Ladies and gentlemen, Danny Boy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How are you all? Because this is on television, I'd like to start tonight by just thanking the Australian cricket team on behalf of the nation of Scotland for the Ashes. Thanks for that. We actually found a new way of telling the time in Scotland during the Ashes. You wouldn't talk about what time you left the pub the night before by the traditional time clock. You'd talk about what England cricketer was still in bat when you left. We found it was a more precise way of dividing up the minutes and seconds, you know. What time did you leave? Just after Hogarth. What about you? Just after Flintoff? We must have just missed each other. Did you see that Brett Lee's single got to number 2 in the Indian charts? How bad I love ya. But I read he's huge in India. He's bigger than Gandhi. Yeah, I thought he's definitely better at getting the English out. Took the week off when I wrote that. And what about Britney Spears shaving her head? What's all that? People are going crazy about that. Oh, Danny, it's a downward spiral towards suicide. It's a cry for help. What? She's just a kid. By the time I was Britney's age, I'd shaved my head 3 times. I'd shaved my bollocks twice. No one thought it was a cry for help. Father O'Brien thought it looked quite fetching. I won't lie to you. I was watching, I've been enjoying watching late night Australian television. When I come back from a gig, there's only 3 things ever on: a replay of rugby, a replay of cricket, or a 4-hour presentation on a steak knife. You know, if you ever fancy cutting a shoe in half halfway between a meal, you know, great, whatever. But I do enjoy the late-night parliamentary sessions. I think the Australian Parliament is going to be the funniest parliament in the world. They just go for hours droning on about nothing. Mr. Speaker! Mr. Speaker! Mr. Speaker! Mr. Speaker! I wonder, Mr. Speaker... I wonder if the Right Honourable Member of Bathurst, Mr. Speaker, has it a chance, Mr. Speaker, to read the report? As if we fucking don't know what a report looks like. And then he takes a piss by saying, which I have in my hand, Mr. Speaker. The report, Mr. Speaker, from the Australian Prune Growers Association, Mr. Speaker, which clearly states, Mr. Speaker, on page 4, Mr. Speaker, and I quote, Mr. Speaker, and I quote, that Australian prune production will decrease by some 20% in the next year, Mr. Speaker. I wonder what the government plans to do about this, if they've even read the report, Mr. Speaker. And then all this meat. That's what they do, don't they? You can turn up your TV as loud as you want. That's all you'll hear. There's no words. The hell are they saying? And then you know, the other member, he gets up for the riposte. And he's just a smarmy. And then he gets really petty, doesn't it? I have read the report. Mrs. Speaker. Mrs. Speaker, no. I would have appreciated it even more, Mr. Speaker, if when he dropped the report on my desk, Mr. Speaker, he'd also returned my stapler, Mr. Speaker. Which he promised to return last week, Mr. Speaker. Why do they call him Mr. Speaker? He's the only guy that never says anything. He should be called Mr. Listener. Mr. Listener. Mr. Listener. The jokes are so lame in Australia. And there's... can I suggest, Mr. Speaker, the reason the Prime Minister has not made up his mind on this issue is because he's losing his... That's the other noise they make. It's either or if it's a joke. Don't get those two mixed up, whatever you do. As the Prime Minister aware of a car bomb attack in Baghdad this morning? Oh no. Don't get them mixed up. My advice to you. My theory is they're just all pissed, aren't they? Been out for 3-hour lunches, come Mr. Spiker. One of these days, one of them's going to give the game away. Just, you know, Mr. Spiker, Mr. Spiker. I love you, Mr. Spiker. I do, Mr. Spiker. Mr. Speaker's more drunk than any of them. He spends the whole time trying to get the waiter's attention. Order. 13 gin and tonics. And whatever. Folks, I've got to go. I've got a dinner appointment with Brian Burke at 9. I feel sorry for the guys. There are a lot of cancellations this week. Thank you very much. Enjoy your Cracker Comedy Festival. Thank you.